2 characters, 1 shot, same faces, every single time. I know you've been asking for this since the last consistency video, so I took that question seriously and built a workflow that delivers. Today I'm walking you through the whole thing, a complete, repeatable workflow for 2 characters in the same shot, built on the brand new Nano Banana 2 model. This is the most complete character consistency workflow I've built so far. 2 characters, multiple scenes, same faces every single time. If you've been struggling to keep your AI characters looking consistent across shots, this is the video. If you saw the last tutorial, you already know that I share all my prompts, every single one, free to download in the description. You also know the 5-step workflow for single character consistency in Google Flow. Today, we're taking it further. 2 characters in the same shot is a completely different challenge, and that's exactly what this workflow solves. Same tools, same platform, a new layer on top of everything you already know. Before we get into the workflow, a quick note on the tools. For video generation, I'm using Google Veo 3.1, and for image generation, I'm using the Nano Banana Pro. Both are built into Google Flow, so everything happens in one place. Step 1. We need our reference images, 1 per character. I'm using 2 characters from my earlier videos. You can generate your own or download my prompts from the link in the description. The workflow is completely universal, so it doesn't matter who your characters are or where the images came from. I recommend images on a plain, neutral background, but don't worry if your photo has a different background. We'll take care of it in the next step. Step 2. The contact sheet. And this is where consistency actually begins. Once we have our reference images, we generate a contact sheet for each character. Think of it as a visual identity card, one image showing your character from multiple angles. Close-up face shots, full body front, side, and back, all on a plain gray background. The idea is simple. Before the model puts your character into any scene, it needs to know exactly what they look like from every direction. That's what the contact sheet delivers. The new layout I'm using puts 2 close-up headshots on the left and 3 full-body views on the right, all on a clean gray background. I put more emphasis on the face because face detail is what drives consistency most. And one more thing, if your reference photo has a background, this step removes it automatically. Keep watching because the impact of this step becomes very clear once we start generating scenes. Step 3. The scene grid. This is where the previous workflow gets another upgrade. In the last video, we used a 3x3 grid, 9 panels. This time, we're working with a 2x2, 4 panels instead of 9. And that change matters more than it might seem. Fewer panels means bigger panels, more detail per shot, and more detail on each character's face is exactly what drives consistency. For each scene, you're attaching both character contact sheets and your main reference images. This set of references significantly improves character consistency across the following scenes. On top of that, you input the scene grid prompt. Link is in the description. In the prompt, there's a dedicated spot where you simply describe the scene you want. A short description works fine, but it's worth including the general mood, the lighting, and any technical details you have in mind. What you get back is a 2x2 grid, 4 shots of the same scene, each from a different camera angle. Now, some of you ask me why a grid and not a single image. Here's why. The grid generates multiple, consistent shots of the same scene with the same character. From one grid, you can select more than one frame, which means several video shots of the same scene that are consistent in color and technical style. You can generate multiple grids for the same scene, but shots within a single grid will always match each other better than shots generated individually. And if you're starting to feel like there's a lot to keep track of, don't worry. At the end of the video, I'll walk through the whole workflow again and share a few simple tricks that make the process a lot easier. Step 4. Frame extraction. Now we need to pull individual frames out of the scene grid. You could just crop them in any image editor, but that means losing resolution. So there's a dedicated prompt for this too, free to download in the description. The way it works is straightforward. Enter the panel code, attach your scene grid and both contact sheets, and let it generate. The contact sheets are the key addition in this workflow. The prompt is built to pull character appearance exclusively from the contact sheets and scene information exclusively from the grid. That separation is what keeps the characters looking as close as possible to the originals at full resolution. One thing to keep in mind, this is not a crop tool. The AI generates a brand new image based on everything you give it. It's not always perfect, and sometimes a detail drifts. If that happens, just run it again. It usually comes back better. Step 5, animation, my favorite part. Take your extracted frame and the contact sheets of the characters that appear in the scene. Upload all files as ingredients to video in Google Flow. Before you describe your scene, use the animation instructions header. This part tells the model exactly where to pull character information from and what to do with the scene image. You paste it once and it stays the same every time. Then your scene description. 1 or 2 sentences. What's happening, how the camera moves, that's it. Hit generate and watch your scene come to life. Now I want to be completely honest with you. The header is still in test mode. I'm not exactly sure what impact it has on the animation. Try it, compare it with and without, and tell me what you think in the comments. That kind of feedback genuinely helps. I always generate 1 clip at a time to save credits. If I don't like the result, I modify the prompt and try again. The prompt iteration process helps refine the output and is a natural part of working with AI. Let me show you some of my best shots I managed to generate using this technique. Now let's quickly recap the entire workflow. Step 1, your reference images. 1 per character. Plain background if you can, but don't worry if you can't. Step 2, contact sheets. 1 per character generated from the reference image. This is where the model builds its visual map of who your characters are. Step 3, scene grid. Attach both contact sheets, describe your scene in the prompt, and generate a 2x2 grid. 4 shots, 4 angles, 1 generation. Quick tip here, hit reuse text prompt to generate additional grids of the same scene. Just change the scene description and go again. Step 4, frame extraction. Pick the panel you want, attach the scene grid and both contact sheets, and generate a full resolution image. Again, reuse text prompt for multiple image generations. Swap the panel code, hit generate, and pull as many frames as you need from the same grid, or replace the scene grid image to generate frames from another scene. Step 5, animation. Extracted frame plus both contact sheets into ingredients to video. Add the animation instructions header, write your scene description in 1 or 2 sentences, and generate 1 clip at a time. If you don't like the result, tweak the prompt and run it again. That's the complete workflow. 5 steps, 3 prompts, all free in the description. Subscribe if you like this workflow and want more AI tutorials. 2 characters, 5 steps, all prompts free in the description. And if you tested the animation instructions header, I genuinely want to know what you found. That kind of feedback helps me make these tutorials better. That's it for today. See you in the next one.